Well, Christmas Carol is just a wonderful story, and the fact that there are so many movies, cartoons, musicals, operas is proof of that. This story it really grabs you, it really takes you in, it puts you through the ringer. You know, it's my job to make Dicken's book live in terms of a ballet. If the audience needs to go away and read the book before it can understand my ballet, then I have not done my job. I think that the whole of Christmas Carol is like a company piece. There are so many different characters, and even if they're small characters, they all have an impact because they all relate to Scrooge himself. There are those people who are the antithesis of Scrooge. Scrooge hates Christmas. He says it's humbug and nonsense. And then his nephew is the absolute personification of the celebration and the joy and the party and the fun and the dancing of Christmas. So every little role plays some little impact on Scrooge's eventual recognition of what he is and what he's done and his redemption. I just love making work from the basement up, and that starts with the music for me. Classical ballet is structured to be danced to music. It's literally music and dance were born together. So when it came to Christmas Carol, I thought, I want to work with Sally again. It's got to be for a family audience. It's got to have carols in it. It's got to have Christmas bells in it. It's got to have tunes in it. It's a huge canvas of different sounds. If you think of the entire company singing one of the most famous carols in the world, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, with all the bells going at the end, and then in the second scene, this horrifying scene of Marley's ghost and all these dead corpses in his room, you know, with screams going on in the brass and piccolos shrieking and everything. So it's a vast tapestry of different musical styles and sounds. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
It's a new full-scale ballet. It's always exciting, I think, if you do something that is fully new, including the music. It's the ultimate version of kind of creation, isn't it? If you start from scratch, and because it's a big ballet, and you know, I knew that I wanted it to be quite light, that it didn't feel that it was too heavily settled somewhere. And so I didn't want to kind of get into something that's just descriptive and naturalistic, but something that has more a kind of the emotion of London and the emotion of big buildings around you, and gives you that sensation. It's all there, they're all bits there, but they have a ghostly nature about it. And so only the places where we go physically, quite clearly where the people go, things become fully real and things have color and kind of different textures. And apart from that, it's slightly more abstract and for the audience to color in. I then kind of felt as a balance, it was really important for the costumes to be very real, for them to really feel like these people have just walked out of a film, and you can smell them, and they're kind of, you know, they're very, you know, the elegant people who feel like they've got, I don't know, they're powdered and perfumed, and then, you know, you've got someone selling bread, and you've got someone selling meat, you know, and that they're all kind of very different. And it's been lovely already with the dancers because they seem to be really embracing it. They really seem to enjoy the idea that, you know, there's a backstory to each of them.
Joulutarina on mulle itselleni tullut ehkä tutuimmaksi jo pikkulapsena, kun on katsonut niitä Disneyn versioa Samu Sirkan joulutervehdyksessä. Ja mä jotenkin muistan, että siitä on jäänyt mulle todella semmoinen mieleenpainuva. Se tarina oli musta hyvin sykähdyttävä itselle, kun siinä on kuitenkin aika voimakkaasti semmoinen moraalinen opetus siitä, että kuinka hyvää pitäisi jakaa kaikkien kesken ja kuinka rakkaus ja lämpö on sitten semmoisia kantavia tekijöitä. Mun rooli tässä menneen joulun haamuna edustaa oikeastaan kaikkia Saiturin menneitä jouluja, ja tulen näistä haamuista sitten ensimmäisenä esittäytymään Saiturille ja kertomaan, että lisää on tulossa. Ja siinä tosiaan niin se liikekieli on hyvin semmoista leikkisää ja artikuloitua, mutta sitten sinne mahtuu myös semmoista lyriikkaa ja kauneutta. Ja sitten meillä on myöskin kädessä semmoinen laakerin oksa, josta menneen joulun haamu aina irrottaa yhden lehden, kun joulu vaihtuu.
There's kind of, dark characters, funny characters, spooky characters. So I think there's so much there for children to really, really get kind of, intrigued and involved in. It's about the mystery of things, I think, sometimes. And, the ghosts in A Christmas Carol can be quite scary, but even if you're a little bit got butterflies in your tummy, you're not scared. You just want to kind of get to know a little bit more about the characters.
I think the most important thing that you've got to have is an appeal to the whole family. So you have to have a broad appeal. However, I have always maintained that children are far more adventurous in what they want to see in theatre than adults think they are. Christmas Carol is exactly that. It goes to some very dark places, but only so that in the end they are overcome. So that in the end Scrooge is repentant. In the end, joy and the spirit of Christmas triumphs. It's the perfect Christmas ballet.